First things I have to do is just have a client sit down for me. So, Mark, we'll just get in a regular position, like a squat position, and I'll just have you literally just sit down on the bench, slowly. Okay, so the first thing I'm looking for is, if I was going to have a client do an exercise on the bench, obviously he's just about parallel to the ground, which is okay, but I might elevate the ischial tuberosities. I might lift him up a little bit, put a little pad underneath him, so he can, I don't want his hips to sink, which will put more stress on his low back, etc. But he's pretty good. He's pretty stable. Yeah. So what I have a client sit for is simply this: kinesthetic awareness. Now, Mark, being a trainer, obviously is sitting in what he feels is his proper alignment, and it's pretty good. So if I ask him to put his hands by his side and just to sit tall, he's got really good awareness as far as his posture is concerned. I mean, you can be a little technical, say lift your sternum just a little bit. Now, in that position, most people are going to say what? What will most people say in this position to you, Mark? When you make them sit like this, what's the first thing they're going to say to you? This?
It's just good posture?
No, it feels uncomfortable. Say it.
It feels uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable?
Yeah, feels like I'm sitting, this is ridiculous. I feel like I have a stick in my back, I'm sitting tall. Who sits like this? I can't sit like this. People are going to look at me strange.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, but that is ideal skeletal alignment, where the musculoskeletal system works most efficiently.
Yeah.
Because Mark has the proper cervical, thoracic, and lumbar curvature. And because he's sitting in this ideal alignment, his body will send and receive signals much more efficiently than if he relax.
Yeah.
Go ahead, relax for me.
Go on.
Okay, there's your typical.
Yeah. That's what we.
Okay, so the rib cage drops into the hips, that abdominal contents gets compressed. Okay, we get more of a thoracic movement in here, roundness to the back. He has a little forward head posture, a tiny bit of, but again, is extremely strong, and he's an athlete, so he's not as protracted as most people would be.
Yes.
Okay, and he's doing a little computer work, he's sitting down, et cetera, the phone rings. There's a lot of things that occur as he's at the workplace. And most people do sit most of the time. So this right here is going to create a lot of muscular imbalances. We sit on our spine all day. We drive our car to work, we're sitting on our spine. We get to our office, okay, we sit in a cubicle, we're sitting on our spine.
Same.
We get in the car, we go have lunch, we're sitting.
Yeah.
We sit at lunch, we come home, we unwind, we sit at the dinner table, and we watch TV for 3 hours.
Yeah, it's almost 12 hours.
And a trainer's doing chest press. Makes no sense. Okay, so you want to always start thinking about what don't we see in the mirror and how can we correct this. So again, I'd put him into that kinesthetic awareness. The first thing I would do is say, how's that feel? I want you to understand that position. That's what I want the client to feel. Okay, now I want to see if they can hold that posture and deviate from that posture. So the first thing I might do is say, hey Mark, can you do me a favor? Can you lift your foot 1 inch off the ground? Just 1 inch. Usually you have to say that's a wood, that's 5 inches, that's 1.5 feet. The client will lift it right to the ceiling. But 1 inch. Now you notice what happened. He deviated from that neutral. He's fixing himself, because you heard me say that. But he started to lean back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd forward flex him a little bit, and I'd say lift the sternum a little bit. How's that feel? Okay.
Feels awkward, yeah.
Feels a little awkward. And I'd say put that leg down. Let's see the difference between the two sides. Lift your foot. I'm going to slide a piece of paper under your foot. Slide a piece of paper under your foot. So he's just feeling weight distribution. Now inside, you're getting a lot of internal forces. Call it, on a volume out scale of 1 to 10, it might be only a 2, but it's still throwing him off. So I want to see if he can maintain that, and he's pretty good at that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just have him put his feet a little closer together and sit in that perfect, what he feels his, see, if this angle right here is neutral, okay, then obviously this is drive, and this is reverse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
His standard position or neutral posture is somewhere between drive and reverse. You could never force somebody into a neutral posture. How about someone who has kyphosis, vas, however you say it. How about someone who does have that?
Yeah.
Okay, and Maybe they're here. But you know what? That's what you're going to get them to. When they first came to me, they were here. So I'm just going to get him to his most optimal neutral spine. Now that'll correct over time because he'll have a better awareness of where it is. Okay? I don't know if I can correct if someone came in here with scoliosis or someone came in here with osteoporosis and was really hunched over. I don't know if you're going to get much of a correction, but you could surely give them a better awareness of where their body is. You could surely train muscles that are responsible for maintaining and strengthening the integrity of that position, right? That all makes sense. So now when Mark starts to work out with me as a client, again, now I'm explaining this to you guys. So, I mean, this goes a lot quicker. I'm already into the exercise, but Mark's sitting here and we're about to do some exercises, but he doesn't know what force feels like coming into his body, rotating his body, back end, front end, all these different planes of motion. So I ask Mark to cross his hands on his shoulders like this, okay? And I say, no matter what I do, Mark, do not move. Okay. You can't go backwards. You can't go sideways, forward. You can't rotate, no matter what I do. However, on the other side of the coin is do not be opposing to me. Don't force yourself into me. No matter what you feel, don't try to resist it. Just stabilize.
Stabilize, okay.
Just stabilize. Just stabilize. So now he feels and experiences these motions going through his body, these force loads vectoring through his system. He's going to feel a lot of this in his core area, in his abdomen area, the superficial muscle, flat muscle, rectus abdominis. Okay, you might feel this a little in his low back, a little bit in the side area, right side, left side. I'm going to rotate him. He's not going to move. He's just going to try to stabilize. Now, I'm not trying to force him.
Yes.
I'm just giving him a little pressure. He feels what's going on. Okay, so I'm just doing this little pressure movement here, just so he knows what it's going to feel like as he does a chest press, as he does a row, just to call it simple, or any type of lateral movements. Okay, now obviously this exercise that we're doing, he felt all these muscles firing around his body. It's all going to be based on his base of support too.
Yeah.
If I said go real wide, he'd be laughing at me. Okay, because I know he can handle this. But when I say put your feet together, knees together, okay, and we try it again, it's a little more intense. So he's got to have more of an awareness of what's happening as I pull, push, turn, rotate right, rotate left. He feels these muscles that he needs to contract. And we could also do this in a standing environment. Stand up, act as if you're going to address the ball in a golf swing. So he's here. Okay, so now I'm going to have you cross your hands. Back up here. Okay, so now he's in this position. Okay, your athletic ready position. You're about to do a row. You're about to do something. Maybe you're playing tennis. This is called your athletic position. Okay, just to give an awareness of now he's standing. This is real life. This is how you want to train people. Okay, it's not on a bench.
Yes.
Okay, you want force going in and out of this guy's body in a standing position. So the entire kinetic chain has to fire and stabilize, and all the intersegmental muscles, okay, not just the superficial muscles you see in a mirror, all those muscles are responsible for stability, balance, neutralizers, stabilizers are part of the equation. So he feels a lot more going on now.
Yeah.
Oh man, my quads are firing, my hamstrings are firing. Okay, he's got things going on in his hip. So he understands where load is coming and going, so he can't move. So if you want to use the term where you start is where you stay in this kind of position, you know, at least he understands what muscles are firing in his body as he goes through this. Now, relax, and this might be boring for some clients. Agree? Yeah. Like, what's going on? I want to work out.
Sure.
Right? This is going to set the stage between a qualified trainer and your typical rent-a-buddy trainer in the gym, fitness center, paint by number.
Yeah.
We're personal Picassos. Okay, so we really understand the body and how it works, what's going in, what's going out. Okay.